My dearest brothers and sisters, this is Tunia speaking. I love you so very much. More and more Pleiadians are making a habit out of closely checking up on the Earthling collective and really deeply feeling into the energies, not just occasionally but approximately every day. We're already working to help liberate you, in all the ways that don't take away your free will and are not counterproductive. Watching Earthlings has made my own son enlist to become a Pleiadian soldier, which as his mother makes me terribly worried, but I can certainly understand where he is coming from. We love you deeply and we hate seeing you in so much pain. And it really doesn't seem fair that we're living in so much luxury and happiness up here, while many of our Earthling brothers and sisters are in so much pain down there. And yes, a few Pleiadians feel shame, because our ancestors made certain choices that are part of the reason why Earth is so dark right now. Hakann's message History of Humanity discusses that shame is not always a bad emotion. In some cases, it pushes people to fix the mess they made, such as in our case. Similarly, if someone points out that, say, Tom did something that has a negative impact on someone else, and Tom feels shame, then the one pointing that out is not automatically bad or evil or a guilt tripper. Maybe Tom should work to undo some of the damage that he did. Maybe shame is the emotion that spurs Tom to action and that stops him from repeating his mistake. So shame is not always bad. And pointing out that certain actions have negative consequences is not always bad, even if that causes the listener to feel shame. If you feel shame because you did something that hurt someone else, then it can be good to try and change your behavior and possibly apologize to that other person or try to repair some of the damage. That said, if your actions did not directly and unfairly hurt anyone, then there is no reason to feel shame. For example, there is no reason to feel shame if you had or want to have lots of casual sex, no matter how much certain people may want to engage in what's called slut-shaming. I discussed how to not get damaged by casual sex in my message literally titled, How to Not Get Damaged by Casual Sex. So-called slut-shaming is an example of using shame as a way to control people. Of course, we value free will and we do not approve of trying to control other people. As we have discussed in Hakann's aforementioned message History of Humanity, for millennia your world has been controlled by a group of beings from behind the scenes. These are demons, hostile extraterrestrials and their human minions. There has been a covert war going on between these dark controllers and between benevolent ETs and good-hearted Earthlings. The light side is 100% going to win, although the war is not over yet. A common misconception is that it was regular Earthmen that have kept women down for a long time. Women were absolutely kept down, but this was done by the dark controllers and their Earthling minions, not by regular men. It's not fair to blame or punish average men for this. These dark controllers have weaponized shame as a way to control Earthlings. Furthermore, they literally feed on Earthlings' so-called negative emotions. Making Earthlings feel shame is a way for them to generate food for themselves. An illustration of this is to realize that most Earthlings feel shame at the thought of strangers seeing their naked body. We say this with all our love, and we understand that you have been conditioned into thinking in this way, so we do not blame you, but to us this is a form of insanity. Suppose a cow felt shame any time someone saw its naked body, or whenever it saw another naked cow. Would you not think that there was something mentally wrong with that animal? To us, this is a clear illustration that you did not just evolve in a normal and benign way, but that in fact you have been manipulated by behind-the-scenes forces. After all, it is not natural for beings to feel shame at the thought of its kin seeing its natural form. It is not beneficial or natural for you to develop this form of insanity where you feel shame at the thought of other people seeing your naked body. This was put upon you by other beings. Similarly, these beings have weaponized shame in many, many more ways to keep you down and divided. They have especially weaponized shame to suppress your sexuality and your relationship with sex. So if you feel shame about sex, then it may be good to realize that this shame is not natural. It was put upon you by beings who wish to control and harm you. One reason why sex has been so suppressed is that it can help people get out of their mind and into their body. This is beneficial. It can help people feel loved and appreciated and connected with others, which is also beneficial, and is the opposite of what the dark controllers want. Sex is also a way to re-energize you. Some Earthlings think of sex as draining, But you don't need to have orgasms where the energy explodes outwards, as is conventional in your world. You can also have sex in a way where you continually keep each other under the point of a conventional orgasm and focus on letting the energy circulate inside your body. This can lead to having a full-body orgasm. This form of sex is not better or worse than the normal earthling form of sex, but it is something that can give you energy and that can rebalance your energy, as opposed to costing you energy. Plus, full-body orgasms feel amazing. In fact, sex is possibly the best way that humans have of generating energy, and one of the best ways of connecting to Source. With the proper training, energy generated during sex can be harnessed for all kinds of light work, healing, magic, spiritual growth, and for making a connection to Source. That is a big part of why the dark controllers have not just shamed you, but even taught you to shame yourself when it comes to sex. They have indoctrinated you to further indoctrinate yourselves. In fact, some dark races do not have sexual organs and they are very jealous that humans do have them. Some of your spiritual traditions and sacred texts talk about using sex as a pathway towards spiritual development. You can study them if this appeals to you. Pleiadians often use the following technique if we want to use sex for the purposes of light work or magic or healing or connecting to Source. Step 1. Make sure that your rational mind, subconscious mind, body, emotions including emotions of parts of you, and your soul are all aligned towards one intention. Make sure that your ego is integrated and your rational mind is your servant and not your master. You can accomplish this over time by consciously observing everything that arises in you, without judging or repressing it. Also, you can communicate with your soul by just saying or thinking, "My soul, what should I do today?" Only answers that arise directly come from your soul. Your soul will answer in your normal inner voice, but the answer will be from your soul. Step 2. Make sure that you have no blocks or limiting beliefs or trauma when it comes to sex, to your own self-image or towards your intention. For most earthlings, accomplishing these first two things will take many years, but on the plus side, these first 2 points will make your life dramatically better in general. Even just making a bit of progress towards these first 2 points will likely significantly improve your life. And even if you have only partly accomplished these first 2 goals, then this kind of sex magic can still be effective. Step 3. Set your intention, along with your sexual partner and possibly along with other couples who want to use sex to accomplish the same thing. And step 4. Have sex while keeping that intention in your mind, especially before and during and right after your climax. This is an incredibly powerful technique. When we Pleiadians want to send positive energy to earthlings, we regularly have huge lightworking orgies in which everyone is focused on sending positive energies to earthlings. We do this not just because we like having orgies, although we do, but also because this is simply a very effective and powerful way to generate energy. Even with just 2 people, amazing things can be accomplished. To avoid giving a false impression, many Pleiadians are in committed relationships. That said, we do not view being in a committed relationship versus having casual sex as a strict binary choice. A common but not universal relationship structure among our kind is that both partners can only have heterosexual intercourse with each other, but can have homosexual intercourse with anyone they wish. We think this leads to a good mix of stability on one hand, and fun and adventure and new experiences on the other hand. Of course, we also want our partner to be genuinely happy and okay. If one Pleiadian wants pure monogamy, then no one would try to force them into this kind of Pleiadian relationship structure. Neither relationship structure is better or worse than the other. Of course, not all Pleiadians are bisexual, but many are. Even if a Pleiadian man mostly likes women and is only attracted to a very few men, then it is easy for him to get into contact with one of those very few men. Hopefully this illustrates that we Pleiadians have very little shame in general, including when it comes to sex. And also that when we want to accomplish great magical things, one of our primary ways is having an orgy in which everyone directs their energy towards that goal. You may think that having orgies is bad, but other than the alcohol which we don't drink, why would that be so? Who told you that orgies are bad? From our point of view, everyone is a divine fractal of Source. We respond with genuine love and joy and sometimes curiosity to every action that does not directly harm someone else. It does not matter if those are actions we would do ourselves, or if we think those actions are wise. Even so-called unwise actions lead to the expansion of Source and can give valuable experience to those who engage in them. Even if someone does something that directly harms another, then we only disapprove of their actions. We never stop loving them, no matter how many other people they harm, for they are a divine fractal of Source. Note that it is always good to be genuine. If your authentic truth is that right now you do feel shame about your body and about sex, then that is completely fine. We understand that you have been subjected to heavy indoctrination. You are fine just the way you are, and we love you unconditionally. You are already good enough. For us, you don't need to pretend to be someone else or become someone else, because we already love you just as you are. I hope that the Pleiadian perspective on this topic was helpful. I love you very much. Tunia.